Well, hello everybody, and welcome to the Appalachian Brewing Company podcast. It's Mike Parker and Artie Tafoya joining you here today. And in the month of May, what's going on, Artie?
Hey Mike, how are you?
Oh, it's been a little while, Artie, since we caught up. Life gets in the way, and things are busy, and all of a sudden it's spring, and here we are. But it's an exciting time of year. So I mean, it's always exciting when you get to crack open a beer with a good friend. And ooh.
Whoa, that sounded good. Some cans going on here, Mike.
That was not the clank of a glass.
Not at all. These are cans. We've got 4 beers in cans right now, and we're just excited about this next move in our development as a brewery now. Yeah. You know, we're continuing to develop.
Well, the cans are the most convenient way to enjoy a beer in summer, and we're going to enjoy one right now. So cheers.
Cheers.
I've got the Hop Offering Session IPA here in a can. Delicious, fresh, tastes great. Got it right out of the fridge as we sit here at Appalachian Brewing Company Mechanicsburg on a Tuesday afternoon. So what do you have there?
I have the On Point Pilsner, also in a can.
Yeah.
5.2% alcohol. Wonderful German-style pils.
Awesome.
And really excited about this. That Hop Offering you're drinking right there was canned, I think, yesterday.
Beautiful.
So you can't have a fresher beer than that, Mike.
No, it's a session IPA, like you say, 4.8% alcohol. That's really drinkable. You can have a couple, and by the way, it just tastes great. So that's the one thing that I love about session IPAs is it's not a light beer, but the hops in the beer provide flavor, but it's not overpowering to the point that it kills your palate. That I can have another one and maybe another one after that. And like I said, it's a great summertime beer. Yeah,
sessions are great this time of year, heading into summer. And, if you get a chance, come in. We canned up a bunch, so you can either visit one of our locations or look for it out in the marketplace. Hop Offering Session IPA.
Beautiful. And there's a lot of other cans, too. And I got to give you kudos because like the labels on the cans that you guys are producing are really nice looking. The artwork is shall I say, on point, because you have an on point Pilsner.
Yes, sir.
But colorful, and even so you've got some of the newer beers like the Hop Offering and the on point Pilsner, but you also have the cans in the classics are in the cans too. Like, so I see the Mountain Lager looks great.
Yeah, that's the OG right there, the old, the original gangster
yes.
Mountain Lager. Well, we're actually that's one of the beers, and we're not gonna have many that are gonna be in bottle and in can going forward. So you'll see it in both. Still that great beer out of a can is amazing.
Yeah.
But great beer out of a bottle is also incredible. So that's one of the beers we will have in both bottles and cans, and going forward. And then, we've got a nice selection of bottles. Some of the original beers are going to be in bottles, some of the newer beers in cans, and some are going to transfer into both. So pretty excited about the future.
I could see a 6-pack of Mountain Lager looking pretty good at a Penn State tailgate this coming up, right?
Yeah,
did you go to the Blue-White game or anything like that?
I didn't, Mike. I missed it this year. We had something going on. I don't remember what it was, but we were busy that weekend. But I heard it was a unique layout or process for it. They did it more like offense versus defense, but it was scored. They scored it differently than a regular football game.
Oh, gotcha.
Someone was telling me about that, and I got to look it up online and sort of see what it was. But I would have enjoyed being there.
Yeah, I saw a lot of pictures on social media, people going to the Blue-White game. I'm a lifelong Penn State fan, but I don't really go to Penn State games. So I love watching them on TV, but it's just not something I get to do very often. So I'm just typically really busy in the fall because I coach football, and a lot of our games are on Sundays or Saturdays, and so it's tough to get to a Penn State game. But every once in a while, and I always keep an eye on the score, and I always hope they do well. So. Don't know much about the team this year, but I know the coach, for better or for worse, got a big extension, so we're still in the James Franklin era for a while.
That's right. That's right. Well, when Natalie was going to Penn State, my daughter, we bought an RV, and we went up there all the time. Old Joe was the name of our RV. And I sold it a little bit ago, but that was a great series in our life where we would go up there every weekend and hang out with her. She'd bring a bunch of friends over to the tailgate, and it was just it was a great time to spend. When she said she was going to Penn State, I was like, oh darn.
Yeah,
now I'm going to have to buy an RV, and I'm going to have to go up every weekend and tailgate and party. But no, it was great. We had a great time, and we turned a lot of people onto some great Appalachian beer.
That's cool. I remember when you and Carrie bought that thing. It was like an old Chevy van RV, like a built-in RV, right? I mean, it was like something like that. I don't know how they made it, but it wasn't like you weren't pulling a trailer. The truck was part of the RV, right?
Yeah, it was sort of on a 350 van chassis,
okay.
Chevy van chassis, but it was a Coachman Leprechaun. Oh. So it was an actual Coachman. But when I brought it home the first time, Natalie said, I think Dad bought the mobile meth lab from Breaking Bad.
It looked kind of, but you guys were painting it, and it was a Penn State vehicle by the time it was over with.
Yeah, we definitely jazzed it up. It was looking pretty good, and I just got a text the other day from the gal I sold it to, and she ended up selling it, and she said if I want to see it, I could go visit it on a Navajo reservation.
Oh my gosh.
in either North or South Dakota. I can't remember which one she said, but so she sold it. It's sitting there hanging out with some great people out there in the Navajo reservation.
That's awesome. Yeah. Well, plenty of refrigerator space probably in there. If not, there was always some ice cold Appalachian Brewing Company beers on ice. And like I said, cans are great for tailgating. Cans are great just to have around the house. They can be a space saver. They're easy to store. So I'm a big fan of canned beer. And I'll look forward to enjoying the Mountain Lager in a can next time I have some people over. Because when you really look at it, May is kind of like, it's a transitional month. It's rainy some days and chilly. And then all of a sudden it's 82 degrees out and you're like, is the pool open yet? You know what I mean? Yeah. So, but it's also packed. You've got Mother's Day, you've got Father's Day, and we've got Memorial Day on the calendar. I would love to have a little bit of time with the kids on Father's Day. Whatever they want to do, but honestly, it's like maybe some fishing, having dinner, going out for a beer or something like that and a meal. I know as fathers, sometimes it's hard for us we're always focused on our families. You don't want to accept things, right? Like it's a day that I'm not like, I don't want to kick up my feet and just have Father's Day. But if the family does something for me, I'm certainly appreciate it.
Everything's starting to run together. I think that, sometime in the future, we're going to have a holiday every weekend.
At some point, yes.
So that'll be great. Yeah, we'll just celebrate something every weekend. Right? Like normal.
Basically, if you just celebrate the weekend.
Yeah, that's right.
I know I've had a week. It's Mike and it's Artie and a bunch of cans of beer. And when we come back, we're going to welcome in a special guest. It's the Special Events Coordinator at Appalachian Brewing Company. It's Jenn Wright, and we're going to join Jen when we come back on the Appalachian Brewing Company podcast. Okay, and we're back on the Appalachian Brewing Company podcast. It's Mike and it's Artie, and we're bringing in a special guest. And when we say special, she's special.
She is special.
It's in her title. Yeah. Special Events Coordinator. It's Jenn Wright. How you doing, Jen?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. Thanks for joining us on the podcast.
Thank you for having me.
All right. Well, we're here in Mechanicsburg at the ABC Brew Pub in Mechanicsburg on the Carlisle Pike. Obviously, one of the coolest venues around. And you are responsible for events, if I want to have a party here or something else at not only this location, but other ABC brew pubs too?
Yeah, both in Mechanicsburg and Harrisburg.
Cool.
Yeah.
That's great. So if you need a contact, right off the bat, just remember the name Jenn Wright. So why don't you tell us a little bit about you? Or if Artie, I could even turn it over to you and tell me how you tell me about Jen, or right?
Well, I think Jen can tell you about Jen better than I can probably, but I will say that we're just pleased to have her on our team. She's very detail oriented, so anybody who needs to book something, an event of any size, between here and Harrisburg, she's a great contact, and she'll take care of you and make sure your event goes off as planned.
Gotcha. Is that your thing? Is it your passion to event planning?
It is. Yeah, so I kind of fell into it, and I absolutely love it.
Awesome. So, like, when you say you fell into it, is because you had a knack for it, or what did you know previously? Like, what brought you to ABC?
Well, luckily they were looking for a general manager and events coordinator. I saw the ad, and I was looking for a new job, and it so far seems to be working out. Well, I got lucky on that one.
Cool. So, what's it like when you tell people, you're a special events coordinator, and they ask you where, and you're like, a brewery, like a brewing company. They must think that's pretty cool. And then do you enjoy getting to show them the different spaces?
Yeah, the spaces are so unique. It kind of fits what anyone is looking for. So showing the space to people is always fun. Between here or Harrisburg, whichever environment they're looking for, seems to be a fit for them.
Gotcha. So what are we looking at? When I'm talking about a special event, is it from small to large? Like, what makes a special event? Because, you could get 8 people together and, go out for a birthday dinner. I don't know if that falls under the purvey of a special event, but if I wanted to make it something bigger, so where do you come in besides me just making a reservation or something?
I more so come in for, I would say, a little bit of bigger parties, probably like 20 people or more parties that want a private room, either a catered or a plated event. We can do either. And yeah, just help them plan their event, what they'd like for their drink packages, their food packages, set up the room for them how they would like.
Got it. And so give me an example, like something that you worked on recently. Artie, anything come to mind that really comes around annually or that you're working on?
Well, I'll tell you, we've had some rather sizable events in Harrisburg more recently, and Jenn's done a great job with that. It really, we do such a variety of things. Everything from, graduation to retirement parties to baby showers, right?
We
A little
even
bit
had
of everything.
Weddings even.
Weddings, that's
Oh,
right.
yeah.
Yeah, I didn't even want to leave that out. That's probably one of the bigger things we do. And one of the things that Jenn's been put in charge of is the PA Flavor Intimate Beer Fest coming up October 2nd. So she's going to be planning that along with Heidi Howard of the Pennsylvania Restaurant Association.
PA Flavors, that's definitely has some history in the city of Harrisburg, and it's good to see a kind of a beer fest coming back to Appalachian Brewing Company too, because it's we all know, I hate to bring up the word, I don't even like to bring up the COVID word. It's like I want to put it in the past. I think everybody does, but certainly took impacted us all over the past couple of years. And for people like myself and Artie and Jenn, who probably went to beer festivals at least a couple of times a year and really look forward to them, they're still around, but they weren't the ones that I had been to over the last year. They seemed to still have a little bit of that. I don't know. There was stuff in place that you had to sort of, or maybe we just weren't ready for them yet. I think everybody's ready to go back and kind of have the full beer fest experience at this point.
Yeah.
Definitely, yeah.
Get back some sense of normalcy with these beer festivals for sure.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, you miss that time. Beer fests are great. You're not going to drink every beer at a beer festival, right? But you do get around and you check out different styles. You can look at, let's say you drink darker beers, you can usually find a good array of darker beers at a festival. Mm-hmm. And then you can sort of settle in on what you like and sample that one. But, I think more so than that, it's about sitting around with the people that you run into and you see, old friends that you hadn't seen in a while that you end up running into at a beer festival. I can't tell you how many times you sit there and you just run. You're like, I haven't seen you in forever, right? Hey, what are you drinking? Hey, let's go over to this place and get this beer. Yeah. And it's just a fun time to be had by all, definitely.
Plus, when you start running into the same people at multiple beer festivals, you kind of know.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
You kind of have to wear it with a badge of honor. Like, yes, I was at the.
Well, the good thing is I work for a brewery, so I can. I have an excuse to be there.
No, it's great, and it's a great time of year too. And so I liked the fact too. I always enjoyed a beer festival at Appalachian Brewing Company because it was indoors where there were nice bathrooms and sinks and things like that. I mean, the little things make a difference. In the hot summer at an outdoor beer festival, it's great walking around, but sometimes the beer's not always that cold. Obviously, ice melts, and there's insects flying around. So it's nice to have something inside. And then the other part about it is that typically when you're at a beer festival at ABC, not only do you have all the beers that are the guest beers, but you have the whole line of ABC taps too, typically behind the bar. So if I'm not really digging the kiwi pomegranate sour or something from from where, maybe I would just go and get myself a Water Gap Wheat or Hoppy Trails, to kind of enjoy myself, and it's just as good. So anyway, Jen, it's great to have you join us today. Anything else you want to say to people? How do they get in touch with you if they're interested in a special event at ABC?
Yes, please feel free to reach out. My email is jwright@abcbrew.com, and I'll gladly help anyone out with their events.
Cool. And last thing, do you have a favorite beer yet? Favorite Appalachian beer?
I do like the Argyle Sweater.
Mm-hmm.
So far, I feel like that's been my favorite.
Cool. Hey, well, speaking of beer's great, but you guys also do craft soda. And there's a new soda that's out that you're going to be seeing. It's pretty original. It's pretty creative. The name to the label to the taste. I'm going to get to taste this new stuff when we come back on the Appalachian Brewing Company podcast. And we're back on the Appalachian Brewing Company podcast. It's Mike and Artie. It was good to have Jenn Wright in here. Again, she's the special events coordinator for Appalachian Brewing Company, handling all the events at Harrisburg and Mechanicsburg, the ABC brew pubs here. Great spaces, so take advantage of those. As always, information on the website. If you need to contact someone from the company, it's abcbrew.com. Okay, so Artie, we're going to switch gears here from beer to soda quick. Actually, I've always loved soda. So I am the perfect person for this segment because ever since I'm a little kid, I've loved soda. When I got my braces off in 8th grade, my teeth were yellow and there were little white spots on them because I drank so much soda. I don't know. But I mean, I've just always loved soda. So, it's one of my favorite things about the company, the root beer, the white birch beer, the ginger beer, but we've got something new here, and this is a little bit of a mystery, actually, right?
It is, Mike. Let me tell you quickly a quick story about when I grew up. So I grew up in a really big family, so we didn't get soda. My mom would. I remember going to the store, and my mom would buy these little tiny cans of Shasta.
Oh yeah.
Do you remember those?
Yes.
Yeah. So they would go and they would buy a pack of Shasta. Shasta. I don't remember how many were in that pack. There was like 12 maybe or something, and they were all together with those little plastic rings, that
kill all the tortoises.
They kill sea animals. But they used to bring it home, and we would all have to either share one, or if it was a special occasion like your birthday, you got one.
Right.
But so it's amazing that I'm producing soda now, but certainly our root beer and ginger beer, birch beer, and all the different flavors that we have been a huge success, and we're just so pleased about that. But yeah, let's go ahead and talk about the new product.
All right, so it's in a can, and it's fizzing. All right, I'm looking at it. It's in a can. All right, it's kind of. I'm just looking at the color. It's kind of clear. Oh, what is that? Wait, it's all right. So it's kind of, is it pink in color? Is it kind of pink?
It's got a little bit of a red hue to it.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Is that it? I don't know.
It's relatively clear, but it's got a sort of a red hue.
So the name on the label is Liquid Outer Space Cosmic Soda from Appalachian Brewing Company. It's got a rocket. Oh my gosh, the label's awesome. It's got a UFO. And there's the moon, and then a rocket ship. All right. Let me try this again. I don't know what that is. What is that?
Well, all I can tell you, Mike, is it's cosmic flavored. It's out of this world. It's a great new flavor, and I'll be honest with you. We were working on a product, and we mixed a bunch of things together. I don't know if you remember the old Suicide. Well, this is similar.
Gosh, yeah.
It's similar to that, but it actually some thought went into this.
I have an okay. So when you say Suicide, so here's a quick story. As a little kid growing up in a little city that I grew up in, there was a playground, and I used to go to the playground for like the morning, and then I would go home for lunch, and then I'd go back in the afternoon, and I would ride my bike there. It was like a day camp. And one of the days we looked forward to was always on Fridays, because the counselors were local college students. So they'd bring a big punch bowl. And on Fridays, you were supposed to, all the kids were supposed to bring like 20, everybody would bring like a 2-liter bottle of soda. So you had everything. You had Coke, Pepsi, Mountain Dew, you had like cream soda, Dr. Pepper, everything. I mean, and everybody got around this huge punch bowl and we poured it in at once. And that's a suicide. That was like all these flavors mixed together. And then they'd like ladle it out, and we would just sit there as little kids and like get our sugar high for the end of the week before they sent us home for the weekend. So that I have always thought that's kind of neat. And my son he does this all the time when we go to he does it with slushies though. He makes a slushy suicide. Yeah. So if we go to like a local gas station that has like the slushy machines, he's going right down the line, 1, 2, 3, mixing all these flavors. So in other words though, you didn't take a bunch of existing sodas. You took flavors and
yeah. This is a very unique flavor blend that we worked on for quite a while, and there are some very unique flavors in there. Some really cool stuff that we've discovered that we wanted to put into a soda, and we didn't want to just come out with a soda that sort of was named this flavor soda.
Right.
Yeah, this is something that I've been working on for some time. Actually, way before Coke came out with their outer space cola, we were working on this, and we're just glad that we got to a position where we got our canning lines in, and now we're able to do this out of the soda plant.
So I don't know. Can I guess a couple flavors?
Yeah, go ahead.
So I'm not quite sure. Again, I don't know. It's not like this is the dominant flavor, but it's all I can come up with right now. It's kind of like, I feel like I taste marshmallow in there. I could be. He's shaking his head. Is it that? I taste. I don't. There's got to be some sort of citrus in there.
I've heard of marshmallow. I've heard people say cotton candy. I've heard people say other things, but truly no. There's none of those flavors. I mean, it's not really a flavor to start with, but there are definitely elements of different types of flavors in there. But all I can tell you is you're going to have to go to Carnes here in the near future. They're going to be carrying it first of all the grocery chains in the area, and they're going to do a special promotion with it, not only with this can that you're looking at here, but we also have a rocket ship can that you're going to be able to stack up, nice. One on top of the other, either full or empty after you finish them, and then it'll look like a rocket ship when you stack up the cans together. So, but I'm glad you haven't really said you like it.
No. I will say I like it a lot. Actually, it's really good. I'm mesmerized because you're telling me how many 12, 13 different flavors in here, something like that. Okay, so and then so far the two things that I've tasted, you said I'm wrong.
Exactly.
That's crazy.
Yeah, it is so unique. Fun. And when we developed it, we were like, what would we do with this? What would we call it? What would we do? And then I've always wanted to do this liquid outer space soda. It's something that I've always had an idea about.
Wow.
So we're trying it now. It's our first thing off of our canning line at the soda plant. So it's going to be fun.
It's really good. It is fun, and kids are going to love this. Adults like myself, longtime soda fiends. I'm a big fan, and I'm just baffled. I love the can. It's somewhat retro.
Did you see the little alien?
Oh, where's the alien? Oh, there's an alien.
He's in there. Yeah,
he's down in the bubbles there. This is a cool label. Yeah. So it's really cool, Artie. So Liquid Outer Space Cosmic Soda from Appalachian Brewing Company. You can find it here in the refrigerated section at the brew pubs, and then coming soon to Carnes in those cool promotional cans. That's cool. Wow, that's awesome. So, hey, man, I think it's so cool that you can be creative with soda and beer all day long. I mean, that's got to be what you love about this business.
I'm the luckiest guy in the world, Mike. I get to sit around thinking up ideas and coming up with new ideas, new flavors, and luckily I have a team of very talented people that can take my ideas and actually put them into process. It's awesome.
Very cool. Well, Artie, I'm lucky we got to spend some time together because it's been a little while. We're gonna pinky swear, and we're gonna get together.
Yeah.
No, it's hey, life's busy this time of year, and we have just so much going on to talk about. So I look forward to getting with you again here, and maybe if not later in May, even maybe right around Memorial Day. We'll definitely see you in early June to kick off the summer. Someday I will find out what's in this liquid outer space.
Cheers,
soda.
Mike.
Cheers, Artie. And that's it for the Appalachian Brewing Company podcast. We'll see you next time.